Yo, I'm HP and today I'm gonna talk about acoustic guitar. Some tips and tricks which I found on myself. I had now a longer intense time working on acoustic guitar and finding some cool stuff for you, also for me of course. A little bit influenced by this great Australian guitar player Tony Emanuel. Of course, I'm not as good as he is, but I mean, you get a lot of inspiration when you listen to people which really can play cool stuff. And even though you're not as near on their special thing which they are doing, you still get a lot of cool ideas. So, what's the topic today now? It's about creating some very nice stuff with the open string on the steel string guitar. I know I'll first play it and show you what I mean. Something like this, more or less. So let's go to the closure to get further explanation. So, playing this kind of guitar style, of course, finger picking is the thing to do. There are a few tricks which I'm going to share now. The very first trick is, you might have noticed, my guitar sounds a little bit different than a normal tuned guitar. It's because the whole guitar is tuned at one whole step. Why did I do that? Because when it's so the low E string now is a low D and the A is now a G and so on. The thing is, when you're mainly an electric guitar player, you're used to a kind of a softness of the strings. And if the steel string guitar is tuned on a normal way, the strings are very hard, and if you tune them down, the whole guitar down one full step, you have a pretty similar playing feeling as on an electric guitar. So the difference is not so big. And by the way, it's much easier to play. And actually, I like this really deep sounding thing, has a lot of more tension and potential than a normal tuned guitar. So this is the very first trick. Now the second trick, or the second thing we were working out now, what I played before was a tune basically based on on three chords, on G to C to D. This is the way you're gonna play when you're sitting out at your campfire with your friends. That's cool, I mean, that's cool. But maybe it's getting a little bit boring, like after a while, like you're playing these chords all over and again. So this is a so-called 1-4-5 progression, G, C, D. Now we want to spice up the whole thing a little bit. How would you do that? First of all, we are adding, when you play steel string guitar, having a lot of open string things is very cool. Sounds very nice, very sophisticated. And here are the tricks now, which I found out here on in the key of G. So we start with the G at 9, as you can see here. And finger picking is essential as well, so thumb, index, middle finger, ring finger. There's another trick with a tuned down guitar. This way you can play it without long fingernails. Some players have longer fingernails to really have the attack nicely on the steel string guitar, but here, or on the nylon guitar, but here, because of the same softness, you can very well play with your fingers. See. So now since you know now about the finger picking, we check out the chords from the closer view. Good, so we are starting now with the G at 9, playing grabbed like this, and we are skipping in this case now it's the G string, not the A string anymore. So we are playing a G at 9 with open strings. Then what is very cool is when you work with inversions. What are inversions? An inversion is when you have like a chord like G with the root note in the bass. When you want to have the triad in the bass, which would be the B, this is an inversion because it's not the root note in the bass. We have in this case the triad in the bass. So this is actually a G with a /B. Open string here in the 5th fret. So we are moving on G at 9 to G/B to C. What kind of chord is this here? There's a lot of open string. We're skipping the D string. See? This is actually a G, not G, a C, C add 9. We have no triad, but it works well. You can add the high note as well with make a bar, or even the 9. It's hot in the studio, the guitar went a little bit out of tune, so that doesn't matter too much. So, and then we move up to the D. Very cool. See how this works very nicely. Now we can make something else. We move the same progression 1, 4, 5 in another direction. So we have started with the G, go here. This would be a G major with a B in the bass. It's like a B minor 7, but with the open G string. Then we move to C. This would be a C major chord, but we make a C. I don't know how you call that, major at 9 or something like that. To D sus9. Here, the 5th, here in small pinky in the 5th, and index in the 3rd. This is also a cool trick. Like when you add any kind of sus stuff, like add 9 or sus9 or sus4, works well, very well, and you really spice up the very common 1, 4, 5 chords. Work with inversions. We could make an inversion now on the D. The inversion would be, this is a D with a F sharp in the bass, which is the triad of the D, but still it's 1, 4, 5. Then you can start improvising with that stuff. Yeah, that's more or less some ideas how to really work out. You have actually, it's still a 1, 4, 5 when you compare them. This is with the common chords. Now with the other chords. You can hear how they really rely to each other, but it's, and of course not the same, sounds much more sophisticated. Now, since we have this main thing together, now if you want to get into songwriting or composing, the best songs are very simple songs, but the approach, the emotional approach, the way you interpret the song, the way you let your guitar sounding makes a difference, especially on acoustic guitar, is a lot like storytelling. When you play normal stuff, if you just play, with these chords sounds totally boring with no soul. How you get some soul into that? You can do with the finger picking, like each note is important. You tell a story, like, I don't know, listen to each string you're attacking with your fingers. You still can speed up, especially when you get in the singer-songwriting thing. You can variate with the tempo as you like. Or you can even listen to each note you're playing. That's the main thing. Anyway, in any kind of guitar playing, listen to each note you're playing. See, that works very nicely. Yeah, that's basically the way how you can play acoustic C-string guitar. So for the end, I'm gonna play the song which is related to that one as the last part, of course. I'm gonna play it for you so you get an idea. It's from my color music series, and as you can see, the color, it's blue, light blue. Yo, that was the song Feeling Free from my color music series. Based on that stuff I showed you, the last chords which I played here was just a normal E minor 9 here in the 3rd and in the 4th fret. The rest opening and an F. Just normal F barre, but with the open 2 strings. Just remove the barre and then you have that chord. Yeah, that's the way the stuff works. But the main thing was about working out the 1, 4, 5 with special chords, with inversions. And don't forget, the storytelling aspect of acoustic guitar playing is very important. Yo, now we have it. So good luck with this one and see you next time.